The question everyone asks at some point or another, no matter who you are, whether or not you believe in God or don't believe in God, is what is the purpose of my life? Why do I go on living? And for many, why was I created in the first place? This book that I'm reading that goes really deep onto righteousness, it starts off very boldly and answers the question, what is the purpose of life? And it answers in a biblical way. It gives Deuteronomy 10:12. What does the Lord your God require of you? But to fear the Lord your God, and to walk in all his ways, to love him. Micah 6:8. He has told you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But to walk humbly with your God. Mark 12:30. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. It's a pretty bold way to start a book, to answer what is the purpose of life. There's so many good things through this. Even the preface is just loaded. Like, I come back to this book, and that's why I wanted to start with this one. I come back to this book over and over and over again since I read it 3-4 years ago. It is the book that's been the most impactful on my faith outside of the Bible. So it's wonderful. Something that really, really hit me was it's such a simple answer, but for me, when I'm really critical of myself, and so when I go to sleep at night and I look back at my day, the Lord lays it out. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, all your strength. To fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him. It's like, what does the Lord require of you? To love him. It makes it really simple. There's two things that Roy starts off the book by saying. He says that there's improper emphasis on two really big things. One, there's an improper emphasis on serving God instead of purifying and having a holiness that we would see God. Hebrews 12:14 says, pursue holiness without which no one will see the Lord. Instead of stressing holiness, we stress service for God. We think the Christian life is about serving God as fully and efficiently as we're able to. And to carry out this service, obviously, we need power. So instead of going to God because we want him for him, we go to him asking for power, asking for more. We often judge another man's place and relationship with God based on his success in his Christian work. There's this unhealthy emphasis on service, and we've lost the way of the mystics that would purify themselves and that would go to extraordinary lengths to be rid of the world. The second unhealthy emphasis being on seeking inner spiritual experiences. Now, it sounds a bit counterintuitive. How could there be an unhealthy emphasis on seeking inner spiritual experiences? If you come from a charismatic background, you can kind of understand that this is not where he writes from. He's specifically talking about how we're no longer even seeking God. We're seeking an experience and trying to get that through God. We're looking for happiness, and we look to God to get happiness. We're looking for peace, so we look to God to get peace. We're looking for safety, and we look to God to get safety. But when do we look to God? Simply because we love God. Simply because we want to know him. Simply because we want to spend time with him. We're seeking it, and we go to God for it, and not go to God for God. This is the second emphasis that he finds that is just all over the church. Not to rag on the church, but it's a place that we're immature in. Both of these fail to satisfy God's heart, and they also fail to satisfy ours. How does this fail to satisfy God's heart? Imagine a husband and a wife, and the wife just comes to the husband not for relationship, but because she wants to go and buy something and he has the money. It would hurt, right? In chapter 1, Roy kind of points back to the garden, reflecting the original design of man to be in perfect relationship with God, that there's no sin, communion and fellowship is it's not broken. It's perfect. Man is the object of God's affection, and that's what God wants man for, is to delight in man and to love man, and for man's response to be a reflection of that love in action and time and fellowship with God. So man had God at the center of his existence, relying on God for everything. But when sin entered the equation, man put himself at the center of his own existence. The temptation of the snake being, you will become like God. Interesting, eh? Sin broke, it kind of goes through a bit of the gospel in a more like longer way. Like sin broke communion between man and God, and when man had darkness, and there was no way for God to commune with man. Hence the lamb slain before the foundation of the world, or the earth instead of world. I heard there was like a deep Bible study on that, why exactly that word earth was used instead of world, or vice versa. But yeah, chapter 1, baller, super baller. I love this book. Like, I wrote at the very end of it, I was like, woohoo! I love this book. It's so good. It's so good. Clay does not argue with the potter. Just some one-liners. Yeah, when he talks about going from doing to being, and that situations around us don't have to change at all for us to change. If fellowship with God is our first concern, then we can have fellowship with him in the kitchen, in sickness, in any kind of trying and difficult situation. Whatever lies across our path to be done, even the most irksome chore, is there to be done for God and for his glory. Gone will be the former striving, bondage, and frustration. We shall be at peace with our God and ourselves. Yeah. If we make our purpose in life a quest for these things that I mentioned earlier, going for joy, going for whatever, then we tend to become occupied with our personal experiences or lack of them. Similar to how I was talking to my friend Logan, and if you rate yourself and you are only as good as the amount of sin that you've committed in a day, and every day you are just measuring and judging yourself by how much sin you've done, then you are going to everything. The lens through which you judge your day and yourself is through the lens of how much sin have I done, right? And so this is talking about the same idea, and I'm looking for, I'm trying to mature, and I want to be spiritual, and I'm looking for happiness, joy, and peace in these things. And so I'm looking at myself and how good I'm doing through the lens of how much joy do I have and how much peace do I have. And that's not the lens that God is looking at us with. So chapter 1, this book is so freaking good. This book is so freaking good. I'm super excited to continue to dive into it. Bomb. I'm up late, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like 1:45. I've been playing Arc Raiders, and I don't play games often. I've probably logged like 15 hours on this game the past 5-6 days. I binge games and then I get bored and then I'm done, because I just can't get out of the, like, once I remember and see the, like, look how much progress I'm making, and then I realize, like, wow, it's like within this like little box somebody's put me in to feel good being in this box and not like go do things in the real world. So I just burn the box, delete the game, and repeat it about 3 or 4 months later, and I play a game. Now I'm playing with some friends, so and then I'm done, and everyone's like, dude, you made us get the game and now you don't play anymore. And I'm like, we already knew this is what I was gonna do. All right, can't blame me. Good day, honestly, super chill day. Left my backpack with laptop and stuff at Young Adults last night, so yeah, chill vibes. Me and Elijah are 7:30, so less than 6 hours from now. Gonna be at the track. I'm gonna run, and then I'll probably push it actually from 7:30 to 8. That's that. I hate pushing that back, but I want 6 hours at least. Good 4 sleep cycles. So business is good. Things are well. Very good. Tomorrow is Friday. Feels weird. Anyways, I'll give you guys more updates. I really don't have updates for today. I don't have anything crazy going on. I made cookies, Yippee. All right, I'll see you guys soon.